Hello everyone. I've got a great question for you and I would love to get some great responses. So this is kind of a hard one, but I know you can do it. Okay, here is the question. Would you rather be a hero or a villain? Now, I want you to think very hard on this, because what you need to do is think about what the differences are. And trust me, there are a lot of differences, and if you think long and hard on this, it is going to boggle your mind, trust me. So, you got your superhero, and then you got your villain. So, we'll put a situation out there. Actually, we'll put a situation that comes up every time. The superhero is always taking down the villains, one by one. But, he's doing all the work, and no matter how many villains he takes down, the villains just keep coming back. But then, there are also superhero movies and comics and books and cartoons where there's always that one villain that the superhero can just not take down. Like, we got Lex Luthor, for example. Superman. And I'm not really, trying to, go all the way in depth with comics, but, I think, comics are, a great, I don't know, I think comics are wonderful. I mean, there's so many different ideas that these great comic book writers put out there. So, I mean, there are some great comics out there. Personally, I like Superman. I think Batman's really cool. Spider-Man. And I really couldn't choose between DC and Marvel Comics. They're both great companies. They both put out great work. Both of them do. But anyway, so you put yourself in a situation here. So say if you were the hero, and you're taking down villain after villain. There's always that one villain you just can't catch, and it's always going to keep coming back. Now, what if you were the villain? Now, if you were that one villain, sure, your plans might fail from time to time, or all the time, but that superhero cannot catch you, though. And you're on and on and on, and you're on top of it, man. You are on top of it, I'm telling you. So, the superhero, he's scratching his head, So, superhero, he or she, they're scratching their head, they don't know what to do. So, yeah. And then there's also the situation that comes up that, if you're a hero and you get to be good guy all the time, well, you can try to go out and try to save the world all you want, but there's always going to be people that are going to disrespect you for no matter how much good work you do for people. It is, like I said before, it is a crazy ass world. So, another question is here, I got for you here about being a superhero or villain. If you did decide that you wanted to be a superhero, wouldn't eventually you would get tired of having to take down all the villains one by one? But then if you were a villain, you would also, all your plans, you would also get tired of your plans failing all the time. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of both sides, kind of suck in a way. So, yeah, I really don't even know which one I would even choose. Sometimes it's it'd be nice to go for the superhero part, but then it'd be cool to be a villain too, because you get revenge on your enemies, and And it seems like today more people have enemies than they do friends. You know, who really cares about them though? You know, because like most people that become your enemies usually are nobodies anyway. You know, I mean, you try to be their friends, and they walk all over you. So you know, they're basically just they're nobodies for doing that anyway. So you got to remember that. But don't let that steer you away from don't let that take you away from wanting to be a superhero, though. But yeah, it's because I mean, there might be one day when you can actually save someone's life in the in the process of actually trying to you know, you might be walking by some place and see somebody in trouble. You know, it happens all the time. There's always somebody that's trapped on the side of the road or something, and their car is flipped over or something, and someone stops and calls for help, and it happens a lot there. And I tell you what, there's accidents all the time, especially on the interstate. But I mean, right there, I mean, by saving someone's life, you're being a hero there. But then again, you know, if you try to do something nice for somebody, you know, there's always a saying that no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, that is true in a lot of ways. You try to do good, and then you try to do something for somebody, and it just backfires like hell like the fire out of hell. It just backfires, and it doesn't just make you mad. Oh, I could tell you. You know, you do something for somebody, and all of a sudden they think that they think that they owe you a favor, and they think that you know, friendship doesn't work that way. You know, if you do somebody for something, they don't ever expect anything in return. Never, because you're not being a good friend. You're just being a jerk. And that's exactly what you are if you are doing stuff like that. But and if someone does something for you, don't think you have to repay the favor, because as much as I know, as much as tempting as it is, that's really not what friends actually are for. People are so ignorant, they stereotype. People will think this and this and this and this about you, and people have no idea who you really are when it comes down to the end. So there are times when you might feel like being a superhero to people, and there might be times when you might feel like being a villain. But I wanted to get that question out there just to get some responses. Hopefully I get some responses. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, but I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully I can get some people to answer this question. So yeah, please feel free to leave a response, and I'll check you later.